I don't know what's going to happen there mentally. Um, it will be interesting to see actually, like what hallucinations pops up once the fit kicks in. Will it be good hallucinations or will it be bad ones? And usually I I gauge by by those hallucinations. If it's fluffy kittens, like in the year that I won the race, then I know it's going to be a good one. But yeah, if it's snakes and massive ticks like other ones that I've had, yeah, then it's not.
Macmac 200 miler. It's one of the toughest trail races in Africa. 200 miles, 15,000 meters of vertical gain, and a test of physical and mental resilience like no other. I'm Fred Richardson, head coach at Mindful Runner, and in this series we go inside the minds of those who take it on, from the first timers to the race winners and everyone in between. Joined by Marius van Rensburg, a man who is no stranger to the Macmac Ultra and certainly one of the country's most experienced runners at ultra distance, 100 miles and beyond. Marius, welcome. You completed every major 100 miler in the country. You completed 200s. In 2024, what was the total count? Do you remember?
200 milers, I did four distances of 200 mile plus, and 100 milers, I think it was six maybe, 5 or 6. Yeah, it tallies up quite quickly, so I kind of lost.
Did there come a point where you felt like it was just too much?
Yes, after Mac last year, that love that I had for running, I approached you and said to you, well, I think I need to take a break. And it was the first time in 4 years since doing these 100 mile distances. I came to you and I said, listen, I think I finally need a break. But that's actually what I said to myself 4 years ago. I'm going to do it until like my body gives in or my mind gives in. And that actually happened at MacMac. So yeah, took a month off, no training, just ate and got fat, and yeah, just took a break from it and did some studies and just something totally different. No formal training, and yeah, I found my love for running again after a month being off and been going.
From the last 4 years, and 2022, 2023, you ran almost every 100 miler available. How do you recover in between races?
Yeah, so we've actually kind of figured it out with my body. Take a week off after a 100 miler, no formal training. Yeah, I'd still go and hike or run in the mountains, but just no formal anything, just to reset the body and reset the mind. And after 200 miler, I think we've hit the sweet spot of almost 2 weeks off, but it kind of feels long. And then also physio, I go to well, every 2 weeks. It's a standard appointment that I've got with her, and that really helps just to loosen the fascia, to align my body again, just reset. Yeah, I think the physio part really helps. I think it's really underrated, and a lot of people don't do that release often enough. But it obviously just keeps the body loose, and yeah, I've been lucky. Yeah, obviously there's a lot of luck involved as well, not to get injured or having serious injuries. But I'd say those are probably like the 3 or 4.
For you, it's been much more about mental recovery rather than physical recovery. And in fact, 2024 was a mental shutdown. Well, shutdown is probably the wrong word, but it was the mental side of it that let you down. Yeah,
Yeah, for sure. Just that part of the year was extremely difficult. I wanted to see where I can push my body to. Um, One of my dreams is actually to go around the Triple Crown of 200 milers in America, and I've been pushing my body to see if I can actually go and do something like that, because it's a couple of 200 milers, 200 milers following each other. I tried to recreate it here in South Africa, and just didn't recover as quickly. The one distance going into the next one is what I was hoping for, and the backpack turned out to just be a mental shutdown.
And you've won this race before, so you know what it feels like to win there. Have you changed anything in this build up now in these last 3 or 4 months? What's changed in your training or in your mindset, do you think?
Fred, I actually had quite a good start to the year. Went to Addo and had a great race over there, paced and timed it well. And then uh, obviously you want to build on that with the races going following it, like UTD and George Mutt. My mother got really sick, and that just weighs down a lot. Your work life, mental balance, it's a very important thing. And something like that actually just totally threw everything off, and you've got this weight just uh, that you have to carry with you during these races. So yeah, UTD had a couple of gear malfunction, but yeah, the mental fatigue of everything really went down. UTD didn't go well, and a month later at Mutt, it was a really tough one. Um, we'll see how Macmac. I don't know what's going to happen there mentally. Um, it will be interesting to see actually, like what hallucinations pops up once the fatigue kicks in. Will it be good hallucinations or will it be bad ones? And usually I I gauge by by those hallucinations. If it's fluffy kittens, like in the year that I won the race, then I know it's going to be a good one. But if it's snakes and massive ticks like other ones that I've had, then it's not as great. So I guess we'll all know, or I'll know in 2 weeks from now.
So you've got two athletes lining up here in John Carter and Jared will be lining up with you. How's that affected your mindset and your approach to the race?
I loved coaching them every step of the way. It's actually quite interesting to be on the other side of this. So on the coaching side of it. Um, no, I I love seeing the work ethic that the guys put in and being able to help them. And Jared and myself also went for a run or two where we discussed during the run yeah night. We discussed racing strategy, and it's just amazing to be able to to help other people and to all the experience that I've gained through the 30 odd races, or I've lost count, that amount of races, to be able to help them with not just knowledge but experience. I'm really keen to see what the guys do out there. To I wouldn't say race against them. I mean, you and I have also done quite races together, and it's never like we race each other, but it's amazing to share a starting line, and then later on you pass me while I'm throwing up, and vice versa, and few words of encouragement here and there. I'm really looking forward to see what the guys do and to see how they progress is from their previous races.
What's been your approach? Your like roughly, what's been your approach in getting them ready for MACMA?
For myself,
No, for your approach to coaching.
um, so a lot of strength training as well as endurance training. Had to increase their base. I think that's something that you did quite well with me through the years. And I believe that is really something that a person needs to have in order to prevent injury and to actually get you just through the first 200 kilometers or so. And yeah, then I did a lot of mental training with him as well, which I quite enjoyed. It's something that I believe is something that you require if you're going to take on anything above 100 kilometers, 100 miles, 200 miles. Your mental training needs to be up there. So yeah, just learn how to get up from those aid stations and continue a race. It is going to suck. You're going to suffer. You don't want to get out into the cold. Um, yeah, and then like also like sleep training. Yeah, it's something that I do, like train power naps and dirt naps and so forth. And yeah, I hope all these things just gets together and both of them have an amazing day out there. And then also trying to prep them for the unknowns, the problem solving that needs to happen there. Um, yeah, there's a lot of things. I mean, you can be prepared and fit for a 200 miler, but ultimately I believe it's your mental resilience and your problem solving skills that that'll get you over that finish line. And yeah, that's the goal of it.
Have you got any special techniques for teaching exactly that mental resilience, that problem solving, or do you just pass that on through verbal knowledge? I mean, can you create like a scenario, a training scenario in which we can go, oh yeah, okay, that'll teach how to handle uncertainty?
Um, yeah, so um, there's this one thing that I like to do with John, where I'd give him a full training regime, and then he's only allowed to start with the second. So I give him two training protocols to do, and he's only allowed to start with the second one once he's actually completed the full first one and is back at the start. And it's kind of trying to recreate the aid station scenario where you're there, you're heart full, you've just finished a section, and yeah, now you have to get up again and go out for the next section. Yeah.
I like that. I've been developing some ideas as well around exactly that kind of uncertainty in which you almost want to be able to roll the dice at the end of that workout. And then depending on the result of the dice, you then go, okay, that means I've got to do 2 more reps or run for another hour, or I can go home straight away. But to introduce exactly that, right? That concept of just uncertainty, because so much of our training is structured and we fit into you got the watch says da da da. And then when you're racing, there's so much uncertainty and you're not ready for it. So yeah, I love that. I think it really will work well. Marius, you've had a big DNF. I mean, 2024 was a big DNF for you personally. How do you bounce back from that? How do you deal with it? And how do you frame that or reframe that experience?
Yeah, it I had to mentally I had to reset. That month that I took off was really important to me. Um, yeah, and I had to. I actually went and asked myself, what did I enjoy about running when I started running? And the answer was actually uh, to run fast. I love running fast downhills. I think there's even a video that you have of me running down, I think Rhino Peak at like at quite a fast pace. Sterco, that was at Sterco, you're right. And obviously our training, 200 milers, actually just becomes slow, and there's a lot of just base training over and over. And yeah, that was the simple answer to it. And I think I went back to you and said, Fred, I want to become faster again. And it was there was a lot of road running training involved, which I never do. I just love to run on trails, but just being able to run fast again, I really enjoyed that. Some interval sessions and so on. Yeah, and I said to myself, well, I'm not going to run slow on the trails on the downhills anymore as well, because that's the fun part of. Yeah, it's really been fun getting back. Yeah, and just smashing it downhill. I'm still get the guts to do that during a race now because the experience tells me that smashing your quads in the first 10 Ks at 200 mile becomes really long. If you do that, I'll see what I do at Mac.
Yeah, I can imagine. Do you feel now, with the coaching side of things, that you're moving more into a mentorship role with your running rather than just that athlete role? So when you're starting a race, you're kind of starting with a different mindset now?
I think I've definitely moved into a mentorship role, but I'm not planning that it's the end of my running career, just as yet. Like we got the Amakulu challenge up and running as well this year, replacement of the original Amuk. So and yeah, that's a lot of admin and it's something that I really enjoy. I mean, being out there at each race to spend some time with all the different athletes and meeting everyone, I see it as as kind of as part of the whole mentorship. I'm not as experienced as a Toby Reineke yet, but yeah, I do have quite a few milers and turn milers behind the belt. So it's definitely something I can share. And yeah, standing at the starting line with my fellow athletes, it's amazing to just see everyone and have a quick chat and like maybe give a last few words of advice. Yeah, I don't feel the massive amount of butterflies at the start of a race anymore. So I just enjoy spending the time and with other athletes there and them assisting where I can. Yeah.
I mean, what's next for you with your own? You said you're not finished running yet, you're still going to be competing as an athlete, but do you see yourself expanding your coaching more? Do you want to get in more athletes on board? Do you want to spend more time coaching and mentoring?
Yes, I've actually been enjoying it quite a lot. Obviously, um, it's quite a new thing the last year or two, I think, and I only took on um, X amount of athletes just to be able to see how I juggle normal day job and believe it or not, but you have to spend quite a lot of time out training for these races as well. So time really is limited, but been enjoying it so much, and yeah, I decided that I'll take on extra athletes and yeah, it's maybe even step back a bit from running so much.
Some more athletes to another 200 miler. I was actually thinking it's interesting that from a mindful runner point of view, there are four of us lining up for that 200 miler. There's you and I and the two guys you coach. So, it's fascinating.
Yeah.
Um, I think that's really cool.
I think it's 15 athletes. So yeah, it's quite a quite a big.
Yeah, 25% of the field. Fascinating. Marius, you mentioned Amakulu. Do you want to tell us a bit about what that is now? It replaced the mutt, but give me some more info on that.
Replaced stomach, yes. So um, Amakulu is actually to run four of our currently 900 milers in South Africa within a calendar year. So it's ADO, UTD, MacMac, um, MUT. Ranyanga, which is in Zimbabwe, Kalkloof, Cedarburg, ETCT, or Lofa in a calendar year. Yeah, it's actually quite a cool challenge. We've quite a few entrants already. And this is the first year of the challenge. Top of my head, Thomas Vermaak, Marcel, who's down here. Walter Cornell. Um, Apologies if I'm missing anyone. Yeah, it's quite a nice group. And the nice thing about this challenge is that if you miss or DNF one of the challenges, which makes this challenge easier than Amuk actually is, you still have a chance because you just have to finish 4 out of the 9. Where with Amuk you had 4, and if you DNF'd one of them, yeah, so I've taken it upon myself to run every single one of those races this year. Yeah, so far I've actually completed Addo, UTD, and Mutt. Now I'm doing I'm somehow upgrading to the 200 miler. Well, where there's a 200 miler with this or with Loaf, I'll be running the 200 milers. And yeah, then there's a glorious 2-month gap before Ranyanga, which is in September. Kalkloof's also 3 weeks later, I think, in September. In Cedarburg's 3 weeks later in October. 3 weeks later is CTCT in November, and then Lofa 200 miler or 100 miler, if you prefer, is in December. So yeah, it's a busy year. But yeah, so far I've ticked off all the races. So just need to get to that finish line, get to the start line of each race, and then once you've crossed that starting line, you need to get to the finish line within the cut. Yeah.
I remember when Amak was first announced, we kind of went, these guys are insane, 400 milers in a year. And it did seem insane to start out with, but you pretty much put that to bed. I mean, you've done 2 years in a row, you did 8 or 9 milers, and now it's a challenge. I mean, somebody could do all of them
Yeah,
again.
yeah. I must say, last year I went and ran salt pans instead of Kalkloof, salt pans in Botswana. Um, yeah, so it's going to be tough. I'm not, I'm not even imagining um, that it will be easy to complete this feat. But yeah, I'm all in, and yeah, if I reach Mac's finish line, I think that'll be because it's Mac is actually the most difficult out of the whole bunch. So if I can reach the finish line at Mac, yeah, it'll be a big step.
When you look at Mac, the 200 miler, and you look at it in the context of 100 milers in South Africa and 100 milers around the world, and then Mac against the other 200 milers around the world, Mac's right up there with as one of the toughest runs in the world. If you know, certainly within South Africa, there's nothing tougher.
Yeah, yeah, it's obviously it's on the Fani Botha hiking trail. They've got some pretty big hills. I'm not sure if we may call it mountains. I mean, it's not European mountains by any means, but there's some long climbs up to Mac Hut and quite a few of the others. And Frikkie just seems to find more and more of them. So, yeah, you better, if you still want to go run a 200 mile, go and run it before Frikkie finds even bigger hills because he makes it more difficult every year. Yeah, since last year it moved from end of May to beginning of July. So now it's in the middle of the winter, so it gets quite a bit quite chilly out there. But in terms of beauty, it is just absolutely spectacular to run. Well, the natural forest, the plantations. I mean, that race has got something of everything. So yeah, there's a reason why it's my favorite race. It's just spectacular and plenty of waterfalls and yeah, you hate Frikkie and you love him, and then you get a hug and a beer at the finish line, and all's forgiven and everyone's mates again.
It's a phenomenal race. I agree with you. Whether you're running the 200 mile, 100 mile, the 50 miler. I think that they really have put together a spectacular
Yeah,
thing.
for sure. And they are the nicest bunch of people. Like it's really like a family type of vibe. The race hub, Mary Pebbles, it's one of my favorite campsites in South Africa. I love going there. And yeah, I mean, Yellow's wife, Marietta, who's also a race organizer, Yellow, yeah, they've got the whole family there helping out, and it's just lovely to see everyone there out at Mary Pebbles once a year, and I'm sure the 100 milers and the 50 milers and what's that? Is that 46 as well? I forget. Yeah.
6 and 25.
35 as well, yeah. Those guys are usually long done by the time I finish my race, so I never see them. But the 50 milers and the 100 milers we share routes, so I get to see the medium distance athletes as everyone pass us, which is great.
Yeah. Final bits of advice for the newbies towing the line on in 8 days' time, next Wednesday. What have you got to tell him?
Yeah, just persevere. I think if you've got the finisher's mindset, if you set that goal, the cutoffs are quite lenient. I showed it 2 years ago when all hell broke loose and everything that could go wrong with me went wrong. Um, and quite interesting, John Carter, that's my athlete running there. He was the sweeper back 2 years ago, and that's actually where we met. He was a sweeper that was just missioning me for I think the better part of 120 kilometers while I was taking in the forest and yeah, vomiting and just had to problem solve for so many kilometers. And I think that's also why um, John decided to take me on as a coach was because he saw the mental resilience and fortitude that I had to actually pull that one out of the hat. And I was the last finisher, but what matters is crossing that finish line and getting that buckle. So yeah, once you get into that starting chute, make the mental decision to finish, and yeah, I'm pretty sure you will. Yeah, and I'm hoping we all get it right. It would be amazing. It's actually quite interesting that the DNF rate of the 200 milers is, you'd think like a 200 miler would be double the amount of a 100 miler, but it seems to be pretty much in line with a 100 miler, like 33 to 40% of the starters. Let's finish it.
Tournament miles is still very much the big mystery, right, in terms of everything, like what it takes to finish at a 200 mile versus finishing 100 mile. Still so much mystery in it. And that's what makes it exciting. This has been a part of our Mac interview series. For more stories, training strategies, and resources to prepare for your own ultra trail journey, head to mindfulrunner.co.za.